What's up, Hive fam? We're out here at the Hive offices, and I am with Lucille, Slade. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah.
We've been meaning to have this conversation for a minute. Thank you so much for pulling up, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, I must say, you have a very magical voice.
Thank
very
you.
Magical voice. I wanted to find out a bit about your background in singing and really how you got into it.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of the typical story, like choirs.
I figured.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think I just was always singing all the time, and so that would have people interested in that. Preschool, I was singing in the transport, and then they were like, "You should do the concert, and you should be the lead." So yeah, I've just always loved it. I've always loved doing it in my spare time. So I think that when I was able to develop the fact that I could sing like my favorite artists, that was more of like a push to continue going. Yeah, so choirs, did competitions, did all of the cool stuff.
Who were some of your favorite artists?
They still are. Oh, Beyonce.
Yeah,
Oh,
the GOAT.
oh, Beyonce, love her down. I really enjoy Rihanna's charismatic voice.
Okay.
Because I think it's important to state that to me, she's like very few people have character in their voices, and she has undeniable character. Like you never question who it is. Sometimes there are people who try to sing the songs like she would, but they just don't get it right because it's a character thing and it can't be perfect. It's not supposed to.
Mhm.
But I also do love a Celine Dion.
Okay.
Because now that is crazy belting and that's technique. Just like Beyonce is quite technical. Yeah, those are my girls. But currently I'm loving Tim's always.
Tim's, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
I love a unique voice. So Tim's. Who else have I been listening to? I just like when women, like especially women and female musicians, when they find their way and they find their special niche.
Mm.
'Cause that's very much what music is supposed to be. It's about you finding your thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, currently Tim's, obviously love Tyler, love that sweet, soft voice and how they're able to like keep it very pop with not too many runs and riffs. Yeah, Ira Star,
Ira Star, love her.
love her stage
Ira Star.
presence, love her like her product because I'm kind of into like, the holistic product.
Mhm.
So love that. And Zoe Wudicha, oh,
Okay.
love her.
Gotta
Love
have.
her. Yeah, she's an interesting breed that feels like you when in music when we were moving back to artists being themselves
Mhm.
and tailoring things around the individual and not around the market. So he feels like she tailors everything around who she is and the market adjusts. And I think that's what artists need to do is like be who you are and let the market adjust.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that a bit later because when I was listening to the EP, I was quite impressed and really taken away by the introspectiveness of the project. But yeah, Resurfaced.
Yep.
Very intentional title.
Yep.
Yeah. So what went into it, and tell us why is it that you have Resurfaced now?
So I didn't know I was hiding because for me, I've always been in studio. I'm always in studio. So by way of that, I was like, of course, I'm making music.
Yeah.
But when I checked my release dates, I realized I'm like, we haven't released a full body of work since I think 2016, 2018.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, I'm like, in that time, it's almost been actually 10 years.
Almost 10 years, yeah.
And I thought to myself, I'm like, where did time go? Like, what have I been doing in the meantime? And the answer for me was I was figuring out my sound. I was learning about the industry, which always, is presented as this big bad world.
Is it not?
I realize why people think it's a big bad industry is because we're not taught the business.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did this music business masterclass at Academy of Sound Engineering, and I met this really cool advocate who was teaching the intricacies of what music would be. Mm-hmm. He basically broke it down into 3 different parts: rights and royalties and the business model, copyright, and then contracts. And when we studied that, I was like, oh my God, this is the reason I was so scared to sign a contract when a label would give me one, because I didn't understand what is in that contract. People would speak about masters, but I didn't really understand what that was. And so doing that course really allowed me to understand the business. And then it took a bit of the fear away from releasing music, because now I understood what I would be getting myself into. I'd been working on the creative. And even that, I got to a point where I felt confident enough to put the creative out. I think it's also like confidence you grow as time goes. If you actually put in the work, you feel more comfortable with whatever you're putting out. And that's why I think Resurfaced was the correct title, because without me knowing, I was going into hibernation to figure it out, so that when I came out, I felt more confident, clearer, understood why I needed to do it. So yeah, Resurface is very much just me saying, okay, I understand the business now. I'm willing to play the game. And I'm willing to do it my way. And like, I've since learned to say no to so many things.
Important skill.
To people, I don't mind not being liked. I quite enjoy it, because I would prefer you not liking me, but you always knowing that you can respect me.
Yeah.
I like a boundary. So I've set many in this industry, and sometimes, people will kind of take the boundary as you don't know what you're doing, or that you don't want to do what they want you to do. And I think finding the right team is a marriage of someone else's thoughts, ideas, and a marriage of yours to come together. But yeah, it's just I've just grown stronger in my beliefs, but also open to the things that I don't know. So yeah, Resurface feels like figured it out a little. Happy to make mistakes in front of people. Not too judgmental of myself anymore. And if I make a mistake, okay, let's go, let's move. Next thing. That's kind of where I am. So yeah.
And I love when artists talk about finding their sound. I think it's a wonderful thing, a journey of like self-discovery in a way. How would you describe where you are musically right now?
Such a good question, because I'm actually trying to figure out what the next project sounds like. I just try to figure out the things I like, to be very honest with you. I know I love an R&B melody, that much I know. But I also like a good pop melody and how they'll end their phrases without too many riffs. Like, I know I can do that in real life, which is fine. But on the record, maybe I need to do something slightly different. When it came to this one, I knew I love Afrobeat. I really do. I love R&B. I really do. I've loved the influence of piano. There are nuances to it that I would take. So I asked True, and I was like, these are the things I like. Help me figure out how to put that in a sound. And I, like DY is very much like an uplifting song. I've always loved those, but I'd send him a few reference tracks of what I like, but I'm like, we're not going to do exactly that. I need us to figure it out. So I think I just had a good producer who is versatile, who I think understands music at its core. So he's not genre bound.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I was like, I like the drums on this, he's like, okay, cool. Let's use that. Or let's figure out something like that. Or if I'm like, I like this tempo. I like how this makes me feel. I like that bass line. He's able to be, okay, I hear where you're going. Let's figure out how we place it here. So yeah, it's just, I don't think I have a particular sound. I think that I have preferences. So the preference is more R&B pop, I would say. But I definitely want to push the envelope a bit more. I feel like I'm safe. I feel like we've been safe a little. And I'd like to do the next project and have a little less safety. Yeah. We'll see where it goes. So don't expect just one thing from me. Like, rule out expectations.
I feel like that's one of the most exciting times for an artist, really. As a listener, particularly when you hear that an artist is willing to push their boundaries to find out where they can go, sonically. Yeah. It's always a good thing. I love experimentation. Big fan of it. So, in the promo for the EP, I saw you wearing a tie that said DY.
Oh yeah.
But at that time I didn't know, because the EP had
like,
die why? What is going on?
The amount I can say die. But it's D. I'm so glad
it's DY.
Educated people, and yeah.
Can you describe what Kimberley means to you and how it shaped you really as a person, seeing as it's such a big part of the music.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I always tell people, like, you never really know who you are until you kind of take stock of where you come from. And when you take stock of where you come from, you're like, oh, that's why I'm quirky, or that's why I lean more towards humor. And I think for me, Kimberley is number one, the place that shaped me. That's where I did primary school. That's where I did high school. So majority of my formative years are 1000% Kimberley. And just growing up there is very family orientated. Like, you know your neighbor. You're not in a gated community where you don't know what's happening around you.
Yeah.
You know your neighbor. You probably know like everyone in the city. It's a small city, but it's a friendly city. And for me, like, I just realized how funny we were when people in Johannesburg would hear me speak on the phone with my mom, and then they'd hear me speak Afrikaans, and they're like, "Wait, aren't you black?" And I'm like, "I am.
Yeah,
I'm black, and I speak Afrikaans, and sometimes I speak some Setswana, and then sometimes I speak a mix of both." So that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, like, we have nuances that the rest of the country doesn't have, and it's important for me to explain to people why I might like have a specific accent, because they'd always ask me. I kind of have learned how to neutralize it.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
there's some words where you'll be like, huh? Where do you come from? And then I have to explain. I'm like, I'm from Kimberley. In Kimberley, we speak this and that. And then the communities are quite mixed. Like the Afrikaans colored community is mixed with the black community. So you'll find black people who sound colored, but they're not. You'll find colored people who could speak like Setswana. Like, everything is a mix.
It's a mix.
Yeah. So I always have to explain the world of Kimberley to people. But yeah, it was important for me to just tell people where I'm from, because a question comes up. Everyone here will be like, I'm from here, there. Like, why don't we say that we're from Kimberley proudly?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was just me being comfortable here to get in who I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure if I saw it on your social media, but I heard a bit of the mix that you're talking about. It sounds unique. You know, some Afrikaans, some Tswana there. Yeah, it's like a pretty unique blend.
It's so
languages.
funny.
Yeah.
It's funny because the people are humorous.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in Kimberley, if you can't take a joke, your babes leave.
It's not a good place for you. Can't be sensitive out there.
No, and the thing is, people are actually kind. They're just like hilarious, humorous. It's such a good blend. Like when I meet some of my friends, that's the number one thing that Kimberley people are, is like they're friendly, but they're humorous. So even if you came from outside, you wouldn't feel different.
Okay. Yeah. Very welcoming with the humor.
Yeah.
Not just straight roasting. Okay. No, I thought it was nice. I thought it was like where I'm from. Where I'm from is just straight roasting. So it's
you know, my friend is also from Soweto, and he'll always be like, I'm like,
hey,
totally.
No.
Do you see what I mean? So I wanted to be that proud.
Okay, you wanted to be that proud, yeah.
Because people from Durban will be like, Tegui, and I'm like,
yeah.
And
people have that thing. You're right.
That's something that inspired me, watching how people are so proud to be where they're from. And then they'll tell you little phrases. And now we're a part of a world we don't even live in. So that's what I wanted for Kimberley as well. And there's so many people from Kimberley. So many people. I admire.
Shout out to DY, not Die Y or whatever you want to say. It's DY.
DY. Yeah.
So on the song Icons 053, there was a line that stood out to me. And you said, I'm tired of this battle, but I keep returning.
Ooh.
What battle, my sister, are you talking about there? And why are you going back to the fire? Let's talk about it.
I feel so naked because we're not going through the exact same thing again. And that speaks to my personality traits and my habits. That's for me and my therapist to chat about. We'll chat about it soon. But basically it was about returning to a relationship, and it was something that's not working out. You say you're done, you say you're tired, but then you're always kind of willing to figure it out again. And that's kind of my personality. I literally think everything is figure outable.
Okay.
My poor cousin is here. on our way here, we had like a little chat. It was a little tiff. And in my brain, the way my brain works is like, we can figure this out. Let's figure it out now. Yeah. She'll be like, please, bitch, give me a second. But I'm like, let's just figure it out. Because when we figure it out, we get to the other side. The other side is probably calmer. It's probably solution oriented. Everything's calmer. But that's kind of how I am in every aspect of my life. Every relationship I have, be it familial, platonic, work. Like I guess, how do I state? I'm what is the phrase? I don't want to use the wrong word.
Okay.
I'm open to a challenge and I'm open to taking on a challenge. To me, the thing is not difficult. It's how we're dealing with it that creates difficulties, which allows us to figure out what within ourselves is not allowing us to push past what seems difficult. So in instances like that, you know, you might seem like the person where someone's like, ugh, I don't feel like talking to her today. She's going to ask too many questions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, the questions are going to allow us to get to the resolution. Don't you want to get there?
Yeah.
So when I say I, you know, the line is,
I'm tired of this battle, but I keep
returning is because I actually feel like we can win the battle. Be it in relationships, be it in like a difficult situation. I really think we can win the battle. Like that thing is not going to khula me. What do you mean? So that's kind of, I think it kind of speaks to my personality, actually.
Yeah, the favorite thing I love, or the thing I love about interviewing artists is that you really get to have a sense of who they are. Yeah, I can see that you're very much a fighter.
Not a fighter.
Not like a comrade fighter,
Not
but
a fighter.
you are. So, as you said, you like a challenge.
I refuse that word.
Okay.
So, and you know why I refuse that word is because I feel like the context is never. Is barely in a good, how do I say, it barely provides comfort. It always provides anxiety. And I don't think that a fight always needs to be an anxious thing. I think that a fight sometimes also provides clarity.
For sure.
And when we look at like two sides of the same coin, we tend to keep it on one side. So, not a fighter. I think I'm a critical person. I think I like to examine. I like to work through it. And so the first answer is not always the answer for me. So I don't mind diving deeper into it. And I don't mind explaining myself because I don't like to be misunderstood. So yeah, I wouldn't say a fighter.
Well put. I'm a bit of the opposite. Yeah, I very much quit very easily. If it's not working, it's not working, man.
Why is that?
I'm spoiled.
So am I.
I'm spoiled. It's like I don't need to know you.
Oh,
I've got love. It's been real. We'll find love.
So where you're loved, you always understood.
Yeah.
So you've never had to explain yourself, even with your parents, your family. They just get you off the bat.
I'm just the golden child there at home, the little egg at home, like, no, it's him. That's just how he is.
So life has not given you too many emotional challenges that have had to have you prove yourself.
Yeah.
Because the people adjust to figuring you out.
Yeah.
Would you say that you have always understood other people?
I try.
That I try wasn't as confident as I try wasn't as confident as the I don't need to manga you.
You know it's a chat that I'm having in therapy, man. It's a chat that we working through that. We working through that,
No, I love that for you. Because generally this is my thinking. As a person who has it easier tends to be the person who others bend to, and not the person who tends to bend for other people. But it's not always the case, because maybe you're just somebody who could understand many people at the same time. But your answer gave me the answer.
Yeah, I try my best. You know what I mean? So moving on, time. What is it with the 053, by the way?
So yeah, good question. So I'd released an album called Scratch the Surface.
Yes.
In I think 2018. I actually think it's 2016, but it was just re-released in 2018.
Okay, cool.
And there were specific songs on that I felt like needed to come back. At the time when we produced it, they sounded great for the time, but not for what 2026 would be. And I just felt like we didn't have the production that I really want for it.
Okay.
So I thought, composition wise, still a good song. The writing is great. How do I take that and make that 2026? I felt like I had unfinished business with those songs. Almost like they were in demo phase, but they put out on that. So those songs that you see 053 next to were actually on Scratch the Surface, and we just reworked them for Resurfaced.
Okay.
Yeah, so I added the 053 so that you can differentiate when you're listening on DSPs, but also obviously this project is very much ode to home. So I was like, 053, let's add that.
Let's add that.
Yeah.
Love Time. Favorite song there.
Really? The boys love Time.
Really?
Yeah, like
I'm surprised. But yeah, I love the vibe of it, more especially. But you know, like with all of your music, there is some substance to it. You know, there's some substance to it. Where you talk about lovers that aren't quite good for each other. I know.
Why do we do that?
You know, I listen intensely. You know,
and when I research.
No, I never joke. I never joke.
No, they must hire you in the research department.
You know, you talk about lovers that aren't quite good for each other, and it kind of speaks to what we were talking about earlier, where you want to get to a resolution, you want to get to a place where things are okay. You know, what would you say it is about wanting to return to a situation? What are the qualities that kind of keep you going back, so to speak?
That's such a good question. I should ask my therapist. I need to make that appointment. But what are the qualities? I'm a creature of habit. It's not necessarily that it's a good thing that you're returning to something. And I think I've had to learn the things to return back to. Like, what is a good thing to return back to? Have you received what you needed, or were you just giving? So I don't always know, you know, what the good things are to go back to. But I think for me, in people, like whether it be friendships, familial, romantic, is we can do conflict. Because I really don't think life is not gonna hand you lemons.
Yeah.
Can you make lemonade?
Can you make lemonade?
I don't believe. But yeah, I think it's someone who's teachable. I keep mentioning friends as well, because my friends have taught me so much about like relationships and how to mend them and how to have those conversations. And sometimes how to allow space to be present without needing resolution immediately. So someone who's teachable for me, someone who can have a conversation. The conversation is to get to the crux of what it is that's actually bothering us. Because sometimes we'll be irritable, but you think, I'm just having a bad day. You've actually had quite a bit on your mind. Like, you've been stressed, you've had this on your mind, you're not happy here, you don't feel fulfilled. So it makes it very difficult to see things through a positive lens, or you've not been praying enough, or that's something I was noticing. I'm like, I've not been praying enough. I've like been leaning on my own understanding. And that's like, we need a system, we need a support system. And when that's out of whack, it's a bit difficult for us to find our feet. So yeah, there's a few things I return to, generally personalities where there's integrity. Personalities where there is a bit of humor. Can we like can we do life? Yeah, but also know when to fold. Like, knowing when your time is out. Or else you're going to be here putting in time. You could be putting time into yourself so that when you meet new people, you're ready. So I think I never give like one answer. It's always broad, because I don't think there's like one size fits all.
Yeah.
I
think that's when I know I'm doing a good job, man. If the answer is broad, because if you're gonna give me a one-word sentence for an answer, then I know I didn't come with the research, man.
No, I'm with you, but like, get to know yourself, hey?
Yeah.
Yo. If you get to know yourself, you can explain yourself to others. So that when someone, I know you didn't do it intentionally, but when somebody says a word or places something onto you, you're like, no, that's not what it is. Let me explain to you what it looks like for me. Because we can all have the same dictionary, but every word has a different meaning for us and a different spot that it hits. So yeah, you can only do that by knowing yourself, and then you can explain your definition of your dictionary. Yeah.
So in situations where, as you say, you might have known it's time to fall, what were some of the biggest lessons that you had learned from any sort of relationship, be it friendship, romantic, or family?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Such a good question. I think I learned that one person's emotions are not more important than the other. Just because one person is loud and another person is quiet doesn't mean that one is more valid than the other. And that takes a while, because when you're used to how you depict emotions, you feel like that's the most valid. And just as strongly as you feel about the validity of your emotions, someone else feels just as strongly. And you might not see it in the same way. And that's okay. But you kind of have to hold space for the fact that even if you don't see it this way, the other way still exists.
True.
Yeah. There's really, what I learned is there's no right and wrong. You just need to figure out why, what was someone's why? Why did they do that? It might not be as malicious, or it might be as malicious as you think, but their reasoning might come from where they come from, how they deal with things, what had happened to them before. So it's very seldom about you. You're simply the portal and gateway to that person being able to figure out why they got to the way they deal with things. So yeah.
Nice moment to segue. I was going to ask you a different question, but I think we can move on to step. Let me give you a chance to breathe.
To not be in therapy.
Not be in therapy. Love Step, lead single.
Yeah.
And you talk about not having to worry about other things outside of the moment.
Yeah.
So what does living in the moment mean or look like to you?
Those are like my favorites. Not thinking about what's next. Like, no anxiety because you're present. And for me, generally a lot of laughs, or sometimes it's calm. It just depends. It's not worrying about the past or the future, just being there. So that's what it looks like for me. Not rushing. That's another thing. That's what being in the moment means to me. Yeah. Because you can unfold a lot of things in that time when you're not rushing. You can find new normals that you didn't even have before. So it allows you time to play. Yeah.
Do you enjoy being in that more playful state, or do you find yourself either living in the past or the future a bit more than what you'd like to?
All three.
All three.
All three are correct. I think about the past. I think about the past to get, actually in hindsight, I think about the past to make my future better. I used to think about the past in a way where I was like sad about the past or would beat myself up about it. But then as life has gone on, I realized it's just data for me to do better. So the past really does offer me an opportunity. I think about the future a lot because I have things I want to tick off, things I want to do. And once I do those things, I know there'll be a sense of accomplishment. I don't necessarily care about the reward attached to it. I just want to be able to do it. And then the present for me is something I wish I could live a little more in. I get to do that on weekends, but I don't like that I get to do that on weekends. I used to be able to do that all the time, but I think becoming an adult, there are some things you compromise. And yeah, I think all of it counts, the past, the present, and the future. They make such a great holistic picture, and they tell you so much about yourself. And the past continues to inform the future, but also, yeah. Why does it sound so philosophical? What even is this? Is this a hype interview? Because it's just my brain a little.
It's all in the music, man.
Fair.
It's all in the music.
Fair.
So in closing, what do you want people to take away from you and Resurfaced as an EP?
Resurfaced as an EP. I definitely want people to take away like the comfort and vulnerability. That's my favorite thing. I want to learn how to do it even more. Like I want to crack open even more just as a person. I think also like exploring. And I want them to take away from me is like be exactly who you are. Like be exactly who you are. I emphasize on not, caring too much about being liked or not being liked, because that's a hindrance to you actually finding yourself. So, yeah, take away from me being unapologetic, take away from me being able to stand my ground, take away from me still being able to be like goofy. All of that exists. You can be a monolith. I think that's important. Yeah.
Dope, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this therapy session.
Thanks.
All right, fam. That's all we have for you guys this week. Until next time, we're out.